And today what I'm gonna do after I strip the fairings only, headlights and everything, I'm gonna just take down all these components from the rear subframe in order to have it sandblasted and resprayed again. There's nothing wrong with the rear subframe in this motorcycle, everything's fine, but as I said, I'm going to do this motorcycle a full restoration and I want to make it look, it just came out of the factory. I know I'm far away from that so far, but this is the target. And part of it is to respray things that, well, see a bit of rust here and there in these little junctions here on the welding, that needs some respray done. Now everybody would ask me, why wouldn't you just take it out, sand it a bit with sandpaper and respray it? Well, you could do that. It'll take ages, of course, if you're going to do a fine job. And corners like this one, yeah, you can go there with your drill and the wire brush in there and you can do that. But corners like these ones in here, you won't be able to do. So actually I'm going to buy a sandblasting machine, the whole cave, and I'll bring it here and I'll do that. But at the moment I'm going to just focus on taking these things off the subframe. Make sure I'll take a lot of pictures, because if you don't take pictures, no matter how good you are, no matter how good you know your stuff, you won't be able to put everything back on, and you'll end up with some spare parts just laying on your ground, on the floor, and you're just thinking, where the hell did that came out from? Of course, the same thing I'm going to do with that, the front subframe, with, or as they call it, the stay. One part, and the second part that holds the dashboard and the headlights, and of course the front cowling. So I'm going to take that one out and I'm going to sandblast it, remove all these little bolts and pins and all the plastic rubbers off it. I'll leave it just plain metal and sandblast it and then respray it again, make it look brand new. Again, there's nothing wrong with the front stay, but only reason I'm doing this because I want to make it look brand new as it just came out of the factory. Yeah, I'm pretty strict on these things, amongst other things as well. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass, but I'm not going to give anyone else a bother but myself, and I'm happy with that. So let's get started. Whatever you want to go off the subframe or the part that you're removing other parts, just put the bolts back in together, so that way you're going to be able to find them much easier. So put them back on, put all the components like bolts or grooves or plates or whatever, just put them back together and leave them to that part. It'll make it a lot more easy, believe me. Put it away. Now what I realized is that some of the bolts, I'm not going to have to leave them on the subframe, because if I leave way too many and have already quite a lot, it's going to be a mess. Eventually I'm going to have to remove them off the subframe in order to sandblast it, but the less I have over there as well, the better. So another trick for you guys to do, and I'm pretty sure most of you know about this, it's not something new, just a reminder, just have the parts that you want to be on the part that you want them to be, and just some masking tape or sticky tape, masking tape is better, cover them so they won't move, fail and lose them. Pretty handy, pretty easy. Just masking there, you don't have to put a tremendous amount, just mask them, slug them together and you're all done. And the next thing, so we remove the fender, the rear fender, is to remove the digital ignition. It has only one bolt, I'll show you around. Is that bolt right there. Take this out and the whole manifold is out. And now we're ready to remove the right hand passenger footpeg. It's a 12mm socket, broken through. Okay, now we have 4 bolts. It's Allen bolts 1, 2, 3 and 4. We have to crack them and then take them out. I'm gonna leave this one as the last so I can be able to take it out by holding it and moving. But first we have to put everything in here so they won't start jamming when I'll try to remove it. Let's crack them first. And after that, all we have to do is remove the 2 screws right there. 1 and 2 down there. And we'll take the whole second part of the stay, the biggest part that holds the cowling, out of the motorcycle. Let's do that. And there we go. This is how the motorcycle looks like after I removed pretty much the rear subframe and the front stay. So this is the airbox, carburetors underneath. I'll just have to pull it off and it will come out, but not at the moment. I don't want any dust going into the carburetors. I'll just leave it there. These things, I'm going to snug them nice and tight with some rubber bands over here, so when I move the motorcycle around it won't go rubbing over these cables and destroy them. Pretty naked. So these are all the parts that I removed from the motorcycle today. As you can see, it's a good idea always to mark which is front, right, rear left indicators. Not that I think it matters. I think the only difference from the front and rear ones is the stem, which on the rear ones I think it's a bit longer, but anyway, it doesn't cost much. It's 5 seconds of my time. So we remove the speedo cable, remove the one part of the stay, second big part of the stay, then the dashboard, of course, the battery holder, the rear subframe, and the 2 parts of the fender, both of the rear fender parts. And as you can see, I've already snagged in with masking tape the bolts that I want them to stay, and I don't want to mess them up later on. Of course, there are a few more bolts on the subframe, but at the moment I don't mind keep them over there. Later on I will take them out because I'll have to sandblast it, as I said before. And then of course we remove the digital ignition, the coolant expansion tank, and the tail light. That's all for today. Tomorrow is a new day. I'm gonna do more things.